Okay, we are back live again. For those of you who have just joined, I created a stream previously and it was in the wrong resolution. So I've just fixed that. And now what I'm going to do is share this in the Haxe Pixel Discord because no one, that's right, no one knows that I'm streaming right now. So let me figure that out. Go into my YouTube studio. You can't see what I'm doing. This is on a separate screen, so don't worry about it. This is not for people to see right now. Doing some streamer stuff, unimportant streamer stuff right now. Okay, so what's the best way to get this link? View it on YouTube. That's the best way to get this link. Cool. Copy the link. Let's find Discord, the Haxe Pixel Discord. Streaming right now. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And check some other Discords. Hopefully that is happening right now as well. Good. Okay, cool. I think we're good. Okay, so sorry, I'm just absolutely paranoid right now. I just want to double check that everything's going swimmingly. I think it is. Cool. Okay. So what we're doing is we are working on a multiplayer game using Haxe and Colyseus, and we started this process in the last stream, last week Friday, about the same time. So we got this far. So we have our game. And hey, hello, Hitchum, if that's how you pronounce your name. Welcome to the stream. This isn't, if you're here for JavaScript, you'll be sorely disappointed because we're going to do some hacks. So I've got the Colyseus server running here. This is it, and I've got one person joined. And if I make another tab, so I'll copy this URL, create another tab, and put the same URL in, then you can see we have another player joined. So we've got two players, two different IDs, and what we're trying to do at this stage is trying to get messages from each player. So we're going to get some information about player 2 right now, and then give it to player 1, which I think is here, so that player 1 can render player 2 on their screen, and also player 2 can render player 1 on their screen. So if player 1 moves, then we'll see it on the relevant screens. So to do that, I've done some digging, and I've looked at the Colyseus documentation as well as this other game. So I've got two games that are using Colyseus. I'm using both as references, and it looks like we have to send messages to the server and then write some code for the server to handle that message, and the message will contain the position or information about the player we want to send to the server, and the server will need to process that message and then give it back to the client. So we were almost there on the last stream, but we didn't get to the point of processing that information on the server. So here we go, we sent a message. Now I don't want to send the player position, actually. I want to send the player color. So let me have a look what we have here. We have player uses a random color. So we've got random color here. What I'm going to do is just create a variable in Haxe. So this will be for player color, and this will be integer. So that wouldn't be initialized, and then player color here at this stage will equal a random number. Okay, so that will equal a random number. And that random number will be the same number that we'll use to render the player color, but we'll also use that same number to send to the server. So let me find that send. Here we go. So we've got send here, player position, which is incorrect, but we'll change that in the server. So we've got that running. That should restart the game. And then we're in the server here. We'll go to the source. I think that's in I need to find the schema, game schema here. So we currently have player color, perfect. So that's what I want. So we'll have the player color as an int. So we're going to send the player color as a schema to the server up here. Oh, get that room. Boom. And then we need to create, no, actually this is not what I want. I don't want the schema. I want the index, or is it the room? I want the room, and I want to have a function here. So on message to handle, that message that's been sent to the server. So if I've looked at this code, there's different ways to do it, but what I've seen happen the most is the message will contain, I think, let's have a look at some Colyseus boilerplate. Do you have any Colyseus boilerplate here for me to look at? I've forgotten what the onMessage method is actually meant to contain, what arguments it's meant to have. So client message, is that correct, or is that something that's made up? Here we go, so onMessage, no, that's not what I want. Okay, onMessage, we get the type and the callback, if that's correct. So we get the message type and callback. I think. So we're gonna call it action. Oh, my music has stopped. No, it's just gone quiet. Okay, so we're gonna call this. Oh, we already have one here. No. Type then value. Okay, very clever. Thank you. So, but it looks like here. So it says type then value. Or type then callback. The value is actually a callback, right? If I'm correct. So we've got message. I don't know why he's put any there, but it looks like here. So we've got the type here, and we've got. Does it have to be a callback? Yeah, this is definitely a callback. No. Yeah, this is a callback. Fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it action. So the type will be called action because I like the name action. And then we'll have a callback to handle said action. What functions, what arguments do you get in the callback? Oh, I made a mistake. No, this is fine. This is fine. Why is it giving me aggro? Yeah, this is fine. Oh, it doesn't like what I've done. Okay, let's get rid of this. These curly braces. No, what doesn't it like? What have I done wrong? Identify expected. No, don't worry about that. What did I do wrong? Okay, so I have action. No, this is not the right place to put it. On create. So I have an on create function in my code. Oh, here we go. This is on create. Okay, fine. So I had it in the right place the first time. Yeah, is that right? Yeah. So we got on create. There we go. So I had it in the right place the first time. So let's put that back up here. So you've got type client message. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, why didn't that? Okay. So we have nothing happening here. I just want to see, okay, message for 0 is not registered. What does that mean? I think that's what I had last time. That's the error I had last time. So, I'm doing something wrong with the onMessage method. Action client, does it have to be a callback? So yeah, I've got client message here. So I've got client, not printing the client. So will it console log the message? Let me have a look. So if I do that and hit message and then restart the server. Okay, so that's happening again. And then what I'm going to do is let's go back to the Explorer. So if I just refresh this game, or does it? Yeah, if I refresh this game, it'll put player 1 back into the server. And then if I move player 1, what does it do? So we have still message for 0 is not registered. Okay, so we have a problem here. Is it because when I do a send, I need to give it a name, right? So I need to give it like an action. Is that correct? Will that do it? Let's see how other people have done it. Action type, okay. Let's see how this person has done it. Action, room not send. Okay, so this person hasn't put a name, but this person has. So you've got action type, which I'm assuming is some kind of, okay, action type number. Action type, so move, rotate, shoot, right? This will be move, and then this will have an action, which I'm assuming is a I don't know what that is, but anyway. So I've put the name here as action, right? I think, I don't know. So action's there. If I then rerun, no, I can keep the server, right? So let's rerun this. Boom. What do we have? We have message for action is not registered. What does that mean? Do you have to register messages? What does the documentation say? Okay, on method. Register process, type argument can be a string or a number. So I've got it as action. So I think check out send action. Ream send. So let's have a look at ream send. So ream send move. So it can be that or a number. And then where's the corresponding message? On message call, right? So I've got, actually, does it have to be an object? Yeah, I've got an object here. To direction left, that's fine. So this should be a number. Which is registered correctly. Okay. Let's check that. Okay. It doesn't seem to be checking out that I've done. Okay, if I do like a wildcard, so a star, that should work, right? Yeah, let's do a wildcard. I'm assuming that should definitely fix it. So we'll have a star here, so this accepts all types of whatever, all types of actions or messages. Restart the server. Let's put player 1 back in. Oh, okay, here we go. Wow, did that work? Looks like it works, right? So we've got the message, action message. What what did I, yeah, so we've got client here. So this is the client and the message is action. Awesome. So what do we get here? We get a lot of stuff. WebSockets, okay. So I actually just want the data that I've passed in, which is player color. So does player color exist here? We've got a bunch of no, it doesn't. It doesn't exist. So this was not as useful as I thought. Yeah, I can't see anywhere. No, it doesn't exist here. So player color cannot be found in my search. Okay, so we've made some progress. We've sent a message to the server. It just doesn't contain the information I thought it would. So do I have to pass this data? Client has an ID. Or actually, I've made a mistake. Or have I made a mistake? No. No, you're sending a message, so a message has to be sent, so data needs to be sent to the server. So I can't see this message. So we've got client, message, client type message. I don't really care about the type, do I? No, I don't care about the type. What information do I get? Well, actually, I should have the... No, I don't really care about... I've got the state, so I can trigger the state of the player if I want to with this message. But I'd rather have a... Actually, does it have... Okay, so this console log contains the action. So what I'm going to do is, whoops, wrong way, change that to color. So I can say if message equals color, then what this is going to do with a U is console log the message, which should be color, or maybe the client. Let's grab that. Okay. So this is all good. I just want it now to get my specific kind of information that I sent. I want it to get the ID, right? And that's working fine. That's working fine. Okay, so I restarted the server. Has it restarted? Did I restart that? Did it do it by itself? Okay. Put the player back in. Send the information we want. This is all good. This is all fine. Now, do I have to do some funky WebSocket stuff to get the data? Let's find out. Checks all messages, which is the best thing actually. I'd recommend checking for all messages instead of a specific message, because the specific message didn't quite work for me. But anyway, so send action method to client. Okay, so we get session ID from the client. Okay, yeah, we get the whole client, don't we? Okay, so session ID, which is just ID, right? Oh, I don't get session ID, do I? Maybe it's there, but I just can't see it. Oh, session ID is here. State is 0. So is that the information that I want? Is the color 0? Let's have a look. So if it's 0, I should have a color of red, so that's not 0. I have a pinky color or purple. What color would you call that? Magenta. So that's not what I want. So what states? Let's have a look. Does that change if I make a new tab and go to localhost 1212, which is where the game's running? I should get a new console log here. I'm assuming, yeah, I get a second console log, but the state doesn't change. So this is not helpful, but I get a new session. So that's kind of useful, I guess. Does anything change? Timeout, force, encoding. There's no like kind of data key. No. Pin count is server. Yeah, nothing useful for me at this moment in time. No. Okay. I just wish everything would work, you know? Like, it just work first time without me having to do any investigation, but that's not usually the case. Maybe I'm sending it incorrectly. Am I sending it incorrectly? So if I hit ream send, no, that looks fine to me. Looks absolutely fine. On message. Session ID, you don't really care about that. Type message. So message is just the thing. Actually, to be honest, I've seen this person do the same thing in their game. So this on message, so that he's got a wildcard as well, and you've got type, and this will do this dot state dot push message. Why is it pushing the message? I don't understand. So here we go. You've got client. type. Oh, so this, yeah, I've got that ready. So client type, models. No, yeah, models actions message. So the message, oh, I see. So hang on a minute. What is type? Maybe I'm doing this incorrectly. So if I get type, what will that give me? Do I have a second tab here? One tab, perfect. So let's run the server again. It does it automatically. It's quite clever. Didn't know that. Okay, so we've got that. Rerun the game. Different color has joined, and nothing triggers here. That's odd. Because color sent, right? Connected to server. I don't really care about this at the moment, but I care about why has there been no console log. This is the wildcard you sent. No need to add it. What? No need to add the type? No need to add what? Oh, type, then the value. Hang on, I'm a bit lost. Because this person's got, hang on a minute. Yeah, this person's got type here as a string or number and the message. So I'm trying to do a similar thing. I don't know what type includes. Oh, here we go. So it's come back. Has it come? No, it hasn't come back. Let's try that again. Remove type from the function. Why? Why should I remove type from the function? I'm just checking what this person has, and they have a similar thing. They've got type there as well. So I thought that type would give me some useful information. But why does type not like being included in the code? Okay, so if I do refresh, here we go. So why is it that when type was there, I got no information, but this person's got the exact same thing with the type, and they're running a type because of the wildcard, but this person has got wildcard as well. So I don't understand why they've got type. Yeah, and this documentation says you can have a wildcard and have the type. So I don't understand. Maybe you need to have the type if you have a wildcard. I've got wildcard here. So I don't know. Because type, yeah, but no, I think you can get more specific with that, right? Because I think action is that action is the type, right? So, in this case, so the type argument can be either string or number. So this is the type, right? But if you do a wildcard, then you can specify the type here. If I'm not correct, right? That's what I think it means. And what this person here is doing doing the same action based on the type. This is a bit weird to me, but anyway. You're running the same thing based on type. So they've got player ID and the message. So the message is what is useful. So I don't know why my type doesn't work unless I'm writing the send incorrectly. Ream.send, action type, and then action itself. So action type is one of move, rotate, or shoot. And the action itself seems to be whatever this is. Seems to be an object with type. Oh wait, the object contains type in the action? So hang on a minute. If I have a type, that doesn't seem right. Does that seem correct? I don't know. I'm kind of weirded out. So his action here, what he's sending to the room, contains. Oh no, wait. This is a callback. This is a callback that contains a. No. What does action contain? Where is action coming from? No, I don't understand. So here's a function, and action is passed down into the function. Yeah, so here we go. So action contains a type, a TS, which is a number, player ID, and a value. Right? So you must be doing something clever with the value. There we go, action value, there we go. And this is rendering in the client. So it updates the player based on the action value that comes from the server, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I won't look into this too much. Yeah, so we move actions. Move actions. Okay, fine. I won't look into this too much. But now that I've got a type here called test, if I then quit the server and run it again, okay, and then restart this, and then we have, okay, so we have all this craziness. Now let's put type in here, and then uncomment this. So that should restart the server, refresh the game, and then we still get nothing. That's so weird, because the documentation tells me you should have a type. I should have a type argument in here. I should have access to that, but I can't seem to see it. Done the exact same code. Unless the API's changed, I just can't see the difference. Is it because it's a message color? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't get it. Okay, that's fine. No, that's seriously weird. Because so if we look at rest end, I think. Oh wait. So I think this is the type, right? So here move is the type. Yes, move is the type. There we go. So here, if we have no, that can't be right. Can that be right? I don't know. I'm very confused. I'm very confused at this person, the way this person's done it. Because if you have a look at the action here seems to be, I know what this is the type, right? So that makes sense. Action seems to be an object with all this information in it. Type, player ID, all that stuff, right? So I've got type in here, player color, and I'd expect to see that in what's returned to the server, but I can't see it anywhere. Type equals color, not message. Oh really? Okay. So hit type here, but it should print type out to me, right? Like if I do type console log type, I should see it at least. Do you not think? Right. And then we'll just do the message here. Let's see what's going on here. So to type is the color, right? Type is color, and then this in my opinion should be the message, right? So yeah, let's just say that. So servers run, refresh the game. Let's see what we get here. Oh, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. So we get type. Thank you for your help, Hitchan. Type is color. Perfect. And then we get the information from the player, which is the message. Perfect. So now, what next? So we get the correct player color, which is 0. We've got red. I don't need this anymore. So yeah, so I can put whatever I want here. So now, my question is, what do I get in this room? I don't think I get anything useful, right? Yeah, this is all fun. I don't get anything useful from here. I think what I want to know is when a new player gets added, so if I make a new player in the game, how does this player know what color that new player is? And I've done some research. I think I need to do like a add. Is it to add? Or let's do a search for add. There's an add method in Colyseus. Player add, here we go. So is there one on, so he's put one in the server, but there's actually, I thought it was in the client. I thought you put that in the client. I've seen that elsewhere. No. I've got a radiator behind, whoops, I hit the mic, sorry, apologise. I've got a radiator behind me because it's quite cold in the UK at the moment, and so just want to check that it's not going too high. Where is, I've seen this add function before, I mean this add method. This is insane. I have seen it before, I just can't remember where I've seen it. Okay, well, ignore that for now. It's basically, yeah, so this is where I saw it, fishing state. Let me get rid of this and I'll make it a bit bigger. Fishing state is something like room dot on state change, entities on change, entities on remove. So I think it's on add or on, is it on add? Here we go, entities on add. So I think when a player gets added, you can tell that to the client. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Room.state.players.add. on add. So the player has to be a certain type or be of a certain schema to have this information available, right? So I think when a player gets added, I'm going to console log that on the client just to see if it works. And then if I can get that running on the client, then I can update the actual client code with the player color, and then I can get the player position. So if I can do that, if I can get the color, then I can get the position of the player the same way I get the color, and then I can render the color and the position of player 2 on player 1 screen. And then we're cooking, and then we have a proper multiplayer game, online multiplayer game working. Cool. So that's not bad, 25 minutes of streaming, and I've managed to get the state being pushed. Right, so let me figure out how we do this. I like this code better because there's less kind of funkiness going on. So we'll go to schema, because this is like a bigger game and this is a less big game. So we've got schema, and we should have player, right? To my knowledge, no, we don't have player. So how does this player add work? So we've got state entities. Yeah, we've got entities, which is the same as a player. So entities is a map. What's a map? A map is like what, an object? Type map entity. So entity, this is another. Oh, I see what this is. So instead of me having player color and player position, I should have like a player which extends schema, and then includes the player position and the player color together in that schema, and then that can be that can be one of these. So let's change our schema to match what's going on here. Game schema. I think I've got two separate schemas, one for the server and one for the client, because I just didn't want to write. I didn't want to convert my Haxe code into TypeScript or vice versa, so I just duplicated it. But it's like, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. So we are going to, I'll copy the way this one does it. So type entity, I'll grab that. This is TypeScript. That should be here. So we've got type. Is that on the server? Yeah, this is on the server. So we've got type map of entity. I'll make entity, don't worry. Or I'll call it player. Or I'll just leave it as entity, it's fine. So class entity. I'm talking very fast because I'm just a bit too excited. Well, not really excited, just I want to get as much of this done as possible because I'm not going to do a third stream on Haxe and Colyseus. So I want to get to a stage where I'm happy, and I guess the faster I talk, the faster I'll get to that stage where I'm happy with the level of, what do you call it? Just level of completeness this game is at. Okay, so we've got entity, and then we should have player position and player color inside entity. I might just have an X, Y position. I like the way this one has done it, or yeah, so there's just an X and Y. So I was thinking of having an array with X and Y, but we could just have an X and Y. So player position, or just X, would just be a number. And then I can have, actually, let me call that player. What is a map schema? Is that Colyseus thing? Yes, it is. Okay, fine. I can just copy that here. Map schema, player, that's fine. So we've got player color, that'll be color. And then X and then Y. So that'll be the state. And now I have to replicate this in the Haxe schema, which is here. Which I think will be quite similar actually. So copy that, paste that here. I think Haxe uses numbers, so that's fine. What are you using for logs in the IDE? That's a very good point. So I'm not using logs in the IDE. I'm just flagging the errors. So if there's an error in the IDE, like if I do, I don't know, that will show me an error. So I'm not logging stuff, and I'm using a plugin called. What's the plugin called? Is it Error Lens? This one. Yeah, this is the plugin, Error Lens. So that's just highlighting errors to me. Yeah, so feel free to Google it. I was going to send you a link, but I'm sure you know how to use Google. So just Google it. It's quite helpful. I can't imagine coding without it. So check it out. And it even works in Haxe, which is surprising. I think. Yeah, it does work in Haxe. Yeah, look at that. It works in Haxe. So it's really good. Right. So schema, number. Yeah, so number is not a So it should be int, because int is a Haxe thing, numbers is a TypeScript thing. So we have that going, and we've got, you're very welcome. So there should be a public X. Let's grab that. I'm doing this all wrong. Public var X is a type of int, and do you have to instantiate that? I don't think so. I don't think so. Public var Y. How does this work on a new line? Is this a Haxe? Oh yeah, the Haxe metadata, whatever you call it, needs to have a colon after it, and this will be public var as well. So then when we get to this bit here, what do you do? How do you do that in Haxe? Where's the Haxe schema? No, I want a Haxe schema. I've seen it before. I just know where. Oh, here we go. Game state. There we go. Map entity. That's how he's done it. So that should be here. Get rid of that one. And this, how did he instantiate that? He's got. Wow, that looks like a mess. Looks like a big hot mess. But I'm glad someone else has figured it out, so I don't have to. And we're going to match the player. So we're going to call it player. And not entity. So player. Boom. Map schema player. Is map schema not part of map schema? Where is that? How does this one work and my one doesn't? Map schema player. No types can be found. Map schema. What? What kind of craziness is going on here? Yeah, he hasn't imported anything called map schema. I am so lost. So map schema entity, which is what I've got here. So that's player. Does it work here? That's a bummer, isn't it? I think. Oh, whoops. I think I should do that map schema like so. Does that work? Does. It's not found. Should that be map schema? I might look at the code properly and just figure this out. No? Okay, fine. So how do you do this? Serializer. Can I look at the Haxe code itself? So game schema. No, I don't want that. Here, that's not what I want. I want the, is it Haxe dependencies? There we go. Get rid of the outline, Haxe dependencies. Colyseus, serializer. Is that in here? Source, IO, Colyseus. Serializer. Oh, there's just schema in there. Where's map schema? Where would I find map schema? Schema serializer. Reflection custom types. Oh, here you go. So schema dot types dot map schema. No, I can see it here. Oh no, I spelled schema wrong. There you go. Whew, wow, what a mess. Why didn't he put that there? That's just. Oh, is it because? No. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't put that there. But anyway, I've got my schema on both the client and the server. I think pretty much there, I'd say. And now, yeah, so this will break because player position doesn't exist. So we need state dot. Actually, let me just get. I don't need this console log. I don't need that. You can go away. Let me put underscore here because I don't think I'm going to be using client at the moment. And then, so we're going to go back to level 1, which is where I've got this going on, and then bless me, we're going to put color. So this is going to hit the color schema. No, is that how that works? No, it's entities. I'm so lost. Is it entities dot color? Is that how that works? I do not know. But anyway, I'm assuming that's how it works. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is add a new entity, or player in my case. We'll hit that, so room state, player on add, and I'll just do a trace just to see what that does. I have no idea what it does. Join or create. This is on the game. So it's got initialize client. Okay, fine. So this is in the right place. Get rid of that. Okay. So when the player joins, entities player on ads, browser console log, because I prefer the browser console log over the Haxe trace. It's just a personal preference. I'll do that, and then I shall do the key as well. Whoops. Just to see what happens. Missing fields. What? What have I called it? Game schema. Game schema. Oh, it's called entities. Whoops. Players. Did I make that same mistake on the other one? Oh, that's a rookie mistake. Right, players. So both of you have the same exact schema now. And this should work. Oh no, players with this. There we go. Players on ad. Entity. Cool. So I don't need to know the state. Do I need to know the state? I don't need to know that, so that can go. But I won't save it. I just want to check if I get any information on the client when someone's added. Okay, so this is player 1. They're connected. They've got color 5, which is grey, which is annoying. I might take that out because I can't really see. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be color 4, but not that big of a deal. I'll just -1. Right. So hit that. Okay, so if I go back to here, nothing. Even though I've added a player. Does the server do anything? That's 5 as well. And they're both the exact same color. Wow, what an annoyance. Okay, here we go. So this bit does work, which is cool. But I don't get any information about the player joining. And my theory is that this init client here only runs once, right? It only runs when the game is created. If I check out the onCreate function or the create function and then collapse that, yeah. So you see you've got create player, client init, or init client, and that happens inside here. See, so it happens up there on line 40. And the reason I've done that is to match what is happening here. So init client here, and I think it only happens. Oh, there's a timer. Why is there a timer that happens after? Is that 1 second? Anyway, but this happens inside that, and that's got me thinking, why is there a client? That happens in the create. So you've got create, and then after a second, that's quite weird, isn't it? Why does that happen? Okay, after a second it runs a client, and then there's no kind of update. So my assumption was that the WebSockets would do some magic, and if someone else has added it, it will run this function, but it doesn't. So I don't know. On ads, let me just check the documentation. Do you have anything on ads? Instance and key. Why is it in like? Is that in Korean or Japanese? I don't know. That's quite. Yeah. Why do I have a? What? Can you just make it English, please? Why do I have? I don't understand why that defaulted to that language. Okay, so we want to know about the onAdd method. OnAdd instance key. So we have. Oh, there's a C# version. Ugh. OnAdd player key. Oh, so they've called it player. So I've got entity. So that should be player. Just to match with that, because this is players. That makes sense. And then you get the key. So what does that do? Yep, I've got that array schema. It's called my new instance, and it's key. Oh, hang on. Oh, I think I know what I have to do. Because, yep, this makes sense now. So I have to add to the player. So I have to send the fact that a new player has been added, and then, yeah, so I have to send that. So how do you send that? How would I do that? Okay, so I'm gonna have color. I'm gonna have X and Y. For now, I'll make them both 1. Okay. And then, so when I send that as like a player, so that'll be all the player information, I think. And then on the, I don't need that. Yeah, here. So when I get player, I need to then add that to the game state. So this.state.player, I think. Let me have a look. Process message. Process message. Entity equals null. So what happens? Entity equals pressed. Where is this is for the mouse. So if there's no entity return, if the mouse is not null, so it's a mouse related thing, then the mouse will be pressed, just pressed. This will happen else if the entity dot state is fishing. But when does he or does he add a new entity? Or does the entity get added by itself? I don't know. I think it makes sense for entity dot rotation. Huh. Let me see this other game. So on ads, I don't really care about this side of it. This dot states. This person uses React to make a game, a web game, and I think that's insane because there are better options than React. But anyway, I want to find out what this person is doing on the message. Like how are they adding? Actually, yeah, on message, we've got this room on message. This will handle the message. This is wildcard. We've already seen this. Oh no, this is a different one. Oh, so you can have multiple messages. As in you can have multiple. No. What did I just click on? This is the client. Okay, this is the client. This is the server. Fine. So this happens on the server. Why is there an on message on the client as well? Is that a thing? Waiting. Oh, I see. So this is giving information about the server. Yeah. So waiting for players. Okay, fine. So this is a client-related thing. It doesn't need to hit the server. It's very weird. It's very weird that there's this state. Yeah, this is the problem with using React and Colyseus, because Colyseus also uses this dot state, so set state, so it gets a bit confusing. But anyway, so you've got move, rotate, shoot, whatever. But no player gets added to it. Player ID, client session. So that's not used for anything, is it? Player ID. Oh, it's passed down here. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. On join. Oh, okay. This will say add player. I see. So here, when the player joins on join, so the player's added here. I see. It's amazing how the documentation doesn't reveal that much. So you have to figure all this out by looking at other people's codes. But anyway, maybe one day they'll figure out how to do a proper tutorial. So when someone joins, and I guess when they leave, we kill them as well, but we add the player. What's the add player function doing? Add player is getting player ID, attributes, is me. What is me? Wow, this is insane. And then we create a new player, and then player manager add. But how does this get added to Colyseus itself? Or do I not worry about that? Base manager. Okay, so he's just doing his own thing. This isn't the Colyseus thingy. Oh no, wait, this dot state, that's Colyseus state. That's definitely from Colyseus. Or is it from React? This dot set state. This dot state. This must be Colyseus state, right? So add player, I'm assuming that's in Colyseus. Oh, there's one here as well. This is the server, this is the client. Okay, that's very confusing. So we've got the server add player, which does something, new player, but how does it add it to the game? Oh, here we go. This dot players dot set. This is what I was looking for the whole time. It took me ages just to find this. So here, this dot states. Players is coming from the schema, right? This will make sense. So I don't really need the state. I just need this dot players dot set, right? Players does not exist. That comes from the schema, doesn't it? Players is here. So how do you, would it be dot state dot players? There we go. Here we go. So I'm going to set a player, which will be, I have no idea what this is going to be. What does this person make it? So this person makes it the ID and the name. So the ID is the session ID, of course. So we'll find that. So here we go. On the server, player, client session ID, options, player name. What on earth is options? Oh, options is here. And how does that get set? I'm so lost. But anyway, so we can do session ID if you want to do that. That doesn't actually. No. Wait, I've made a mistake. I need to set the color. This is where the okay. So I need to set the color, the X and Y position here. And why does it need two arguments? What arguments? So we've got the key and then the value. Oh, I see. Okay, fine. This makes a lot of sense to me now. So this player add here is running this, which runs set, which sets ID, and then player. So that's two arguments. First one's the ID. Second one is the player. Player, I think, should, yeah, has all this information. What's new? Oh, fine. This is insane. I'm learning so much. Right. So this my room state has a class called player, so that needs to be exported. And then I can import. Wait, can I do that? Is this coming from? It's coming from entities. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That's what I expect. So if I import player from here, my room state. Yeah, import player. So do that and put that here. Then I can make a new player. So const player equals new player. Now let me have a look at this. Is that okay? I'm guessing. I'm not 100% sure. I'm guessing. I'm a bit lost now. This is massively confusing. Okay, so we just put the ID. So we just treat it like a regular object, I guess. No. I think we put the arguments here. So we've got player, so I can make it 111, right? I think. So this will be the color, or in my case, this will be X, Y position, and color will be last. So X position will be 1, Y position, whoops, Y position will be 1, and then color will be 1. Or I can make that 0. So that'd be red. So we've got that. We've got player here, and we can do the client.session ID if I want to, like so. And then we have it. I have no idea what this does, by the way. Well, I do have an idea, but I don't know if it will work. So let's see what's inside options. I have no idea what's in here. Okay. So if all goes well, when let's go to the second player. So if I refresh this, first player's in. We get the key. Did I console log key? I think I did. Level 1. Okay, so we don't get player information, but we get key information. Oh no, we do get player information. We get player data. No, we don't. Where's the data? Huh? Anyway. Oh, here we go. Color X, Y is null. Fine. Okay. So this is the player that's just joined. This is player 1. Options is H. Okay, so I'm not going to use options. Color type not being used, I don't think. Oh no, type is being used up here, so I don't need that. Wait, why is the type color? The type should be player. Where's color coming from? Oh, hit. I'm lost. That type is definitely color. I mean, the type is definitely player, not color. What? Someone help me out. Chat. Where's color coming from? Color type. What? This player? Oh my goodness. Okay, fine. Whatever. I don't really care anymore. So make a new player, hit that, cool. So now the first player here we go. So now the first player knows that a new player has joined the game. Yeah, has been added to join the game, whatever. But there's no information. So it's like we take one step forward and like 3 steps back, because so now this player knows we've got a new player, which is great, which is perfect. We get the correct information, but now I've got the wrong type, and also we don't get the data that we want, which I thought was defaulted to 110. So not what I want to happen, basically. But it's good to know we don't use options, so I'll get rid of that. I'm not using that for anything. I just get rid of the second argument because I'm not going to use it. And what does this person use it for? Add player, add player, player ID. Was that here? Yeah, on join. Here we go. On join, client options. Options player name. How did you put that in? How did they put that in? I player options. I've completely blown away. How did they add player stats? Yeah, I don't know, because I'm just getting session ID at the moment, which is fine, which is the key. And that's being passed into here. So so I get that, but I don't get the player name. How is that passed in? Don't know. Okay. Anyway, I wouldn't worry about that too much at this moment in time. Unless this person has it as well, then I'll be properly lost. So we're going to check on join. Is it on join? Yeah, on join. On join, on clients. Yeah, so the options isn't used here either, so I'm not going to worry too much. Create entity, that's fine. We get the client ID, we get 0 because you don't know the rest of the information. And then as the game progresses, so as somebody moves, then you pass their information into their relevant entity. I'm guessing. Place entity. This.game place entity. Don't worry about that now. Place entity does some kind of magic here. Entity. Player position. Entity x equals player position. Player positions. Player length get random. So you're setting a random position. Okay, so here the random position is set by the server. This makes more sense. So I guess when a player is added, the random color and the random position is set by the server, and then the client can read that and then render the player. Because right now I've got the client doing the randomness, but it does make sense for the server to do it. So I could do that. But before I do that, let's figure out how to get this information rendered to the client. We're making good progress, but I can only stream for an hour and a half and I'm running out of time. But if I manage to get the information sending from the server to the client, I think I'll be happy. I think that this will be a worthwhile stream. But it's quite daunting, it's quite taxing on the brain to do this much figuring out, you know? It's like everything I do, I have to do so much thinking and jumping back and forth and figuring out. It's not, this is not a fun way to learn. Okay. At least the music's good. So if you want to listen to the music I'm listening to, I can make a Spotify playlist. Just hit me up. This is pretty much it. Going through my liked stuff on Spotify. It's all house music, electro house, disco, not disco house. Yeah, some disco in there. Some tech house. Right. So you've got place entity. I just want to see how. So this.game. What's this.game? See, I'm being an idiot and using this.state, but he's using this.game. Hang on a minute. So here, this.sent. The second argument of the function join, you can set the initial values. Oh, really? This one here, so the options. But how do you do that? Like, so options here, any. How would you pass that information into on join? I don't understand. Would you do that here? Oh, here we go. Join or create. Yeah, to keep trying until you figure it out. I agree, it's the best way to learn. But I think I like to do it in bite-sized chunks. Right. So add a map, color blue. Example. So I know what you're saying. I just don't know where to put that. If that makes any sense. I'm not sure where. I'm guessing that goes in here. The join or create, because I guess when you join, when you create it goes here, and when you join it goes here. But then I don't see how the options how do you pass that in? I think I'm not going to worry about that too much for now, because I just want to get the information coming back to the I'm going to get the information coming back to the client. So for now, I won't worry about the initial values of the player. So I was thinking you can put it in join or create somehow, but I'll do that later. Thanks for the heads up. I just want to get this information coming back to the client. So we have this isn't really necessary, I guess. I'll put it down later, because the first thing that needs to happen is this, right? So the player gets added, and then we get the information about said player. So we get the player here, and then I guess what I'm doing is, so this is the initial value, I'm assuming. So this is what player set. So you've got the ID, the player information. This is not being communicated back to the client. So I need to figure out how to do that. I'm just looking. Hopefully the information will fly into my face, but it's not. Let me have a look. Add player, options, player name. This I'm not really too fussed about. I just want to know how the information is getting back to the client. So we've got player.set. Oh, it's so after the player set, there's a message. Oh, message join. Okay, fine. Params. Oh, so they've got a name that's set. That's just fine. So this I guess on message is being sent back to the client. I think no, that's incorrect. So this is when the client messages. No, that can't be right. Why is there on message specifically on the player itself? I don't understand. Why would you do that? Oh, broadcast message. I see. Okay, but you just get the name. Okay. So this gets broadcasted to the other players. Thank goodness for this console message, because I would be completely lost. Right, so that gets broadcasted to the other players. But do they get? I could try that. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. So here we've got. Ooh. Let's copy this whole thing. I'll put that here. And I will do the client ID of the param, just to see what happens. So name, client ID. Why have I got so many expected 2 arguments? What? Why has this person just got 1 argument and this code expects 2 arguments? This is unreal. On message. It does make sense because I've got 2 arguments here. So I don't know how this person gets away with 1 argument. It must be old code. Okay, so this isn't the solution then. Because this is what happens when you receive a message, not when you. So this isn't the best way to broadcast. I think there's a proper broadcast API. Your broadcast patch. But I don't really want to broadcast the patch. It's a bit warm in this room. I'm going to turn the heating off. Okay. Okay, so this player is set. Technically, we should get that information. I don't see why we don't. Because look, so we get the player ID, the key. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I'm being an idiot. I'm being an idiot. So if the player's added, right, then if I console log this .state dot here instead of that, I should get all the information about all the players, right? In a key value, well, not really a key value pair, but I just information about all the players. So if I refresh this page, what's player key, so there's two of them. What's in the key? No, okay, this is not what I wanted. No, items, no, definitely not what I wanted. Okay, fine. I thought I'd get information about all the players. So I've got H0. On add, on change, or remove. This is fine. Okay. No. This is correct. This is correct. So this dot state. What did the key return? Sorry. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool because I didn't put 7 in there. I put 1 and 1. Yeah. So here we go. So this sent the correct thing. But players created. I think I can get. No, I didn't expect this. I thought I'd get information about the player themselves. Yeah, I thought I'd get all the keys and objects, and I could see. So yeah, all the keys, and I could see specific information about the player. So I've got the keys. That's fine. Here we go. No, this is not what I wanted. I was hoping for color X and Y. Oh boy. Any ideas? Any ideas, chat? Okay, let's see how it's added. Let's see how it's done here. So we have on join. On join. Create entity. Place entity. Yeah, just gets the ID, gives it value 0. That's fine. So place entity is what I want. I've already looked at this, but there's no harm in looking at it again. So all that does is, yeah, what does it set the entity position? So how do you communicate that back? How do you communicate that back? I guess. Okay, I guess when they change, because you get the onChange method, right? Let's have a look. OnChange. I guess when they change, then you communicate that back. I don't know. That would make sense. That would make sense. Because when someone's created, it would make sense to show them immediately, even before they've moved, even before anything's changed. So when they're created immediately, I do need to get their position. So I'm back to square one. On join. It's just not being set correctly. That can't be right. Am I not setting correctly? So let me have a look at this one. So new entity. Oh, hang on a minute. This is not what I expected. Huh. So create entity is on the server. And that's a function. That's okay. So maybe I was doing it wrong the whole time. Let's go back to. Is that here? No, that's here. So we've got player. We'll just do that. And then player dots x will be 1. Player dot y will be 1. And then player dot color will also be 1. Or 0. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. But it's in No, this is fine. This is exactly what I want. Here we go. So this is data that's been set on the server, 110, and now has been returned to the client. This is great. So now all I have to do here is set random numbers. I mean, we'll leave it as this for now, but ideally you set random numbers. Okay. So now we have these random numbers. This is perfect. I think I'm happy. I'm done. We can call it. Okay, so now I have that data. I don't really care about the key. What's in the key anyway? Okay, I don't care about the key. Yeah, I don't care about that. So now that we've got this, what we should actually be doing is running a function to then render the player in the game, right? So a function here called create player. And then we can actually grab this player here and put it down here, right? And then we can add the player. So we can get rid of this add player method over here. I'm going to get rid of the add name as well because that's not really useful. Okay. Here. So we init the client, we add a player, and then we get player.color, or player.x, player.y, and then player.color. Oops. There we go. So now this has been set by the server. Let's save that and run the game again. I should get red circle or red square somewhere in the top left hand corner. No. Can't read. Okay. So I think this is. Oh. Let's change the player position actually. Let's make it 200, 200. Maybe it's too far. Let's try that. I think this is why there's this oh, where's that gone? There's like a timer. Where's that? Here. So because it takes a while to make that connection to the server. So if I refresh, it will break the first time and then connect properly, but I still can't see it. Why didn't it do what I wanted it to do? I think it should work. You got this in it. Super creates. You got add underscore player. Let's have a look at this. So this is player XY color. Yeah, that's all good. And it's all numbers. Create player XY. Sprite XY make graphic. Yeah, this is all good. I don't see the player anywhere. Why does it render twice as well? Does it put two players in the game? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I know what this is doing now. So new flex timer. So this basically waits for a second because I guess that ensures it's connection. It's a bit of a hack, but it does kind of make sense. So it ensures it's connected. Has you put that at the bottom of the crate? There you go. For that to rebuild. So if I refresh, that will always connect. So I won't have that issue anymore. Oh, why do you have it? Maybe I should make it 2 seconds. Oh, how is undefined? Okay, I don't know why there are multiple players. This kind of weirds me out. I guess one way to fix that is to check if this specific player exists. And if it doesn't, then you render the, I guess it connects twice. You render the, you render this. And if, so you do like, I don't know, if room.state.players, I don't know, ID equals the what do you call it? The client ID or the session ID, then you don't render this, if that makes sense. Yeah, because you only want to render this when the player's added, so you make sure it's not the current player that already exists. So I guess that'll prevent it from rendering twice. I don't know what's rendered 3 times here. But I don't see it on the screen. That's a massive worry, because I'd expect to see it. Do I have 2 players in the game? I do. Okay, fine. Do I have 3? No, I've got 2. Okay, so that's probably why it's rendering twice, because I've got 2 players in the game. No, it's still rendering twice. Still rendering 3 times. Oh, hang on a minute. No. I do not know. I guess I'm happy I've got data coming from the server. That's awesome. The client, but I don't know why it's not rendering the player on the screen. This is relatively annoying. How about we do this? How about you just grab everything out of here? I'll just hard code the numbers and see if a player shows up. So I'll put that here. So we'll hard code that to 200, because it might be something to do with the client and not the server itself. So 200, 200, 0. Save that. Come on, okay. Refresh. Yeah, so it's something to do with so it's not the client's fault, it's this. So what did we have before? Before I made all these changes, what number was there before? Was it like 400? Because 0 should be, hang on a minute. Oh, I'm not passing in the number. I mean the color. That's my fault. This is totally my fault. So here, get random number. Here we go. Colors. So what I have to do here is make graphic colors. How is that? Hang on a minute. How is that an int? It should be FLX color, right? Make graphic. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll put that as color, like that. And so this should render the right color, basically. So I guess the player was always there. We just couldn't see them because they didn't have a color. So we refreshed it. There we go. So now that's working. So we can put this here back inside there. Server. So we get player X, player Y, and player color. So if I save that, I should see color being rendered by the server. Happy to see that you're still using Haxe to make games. Yes, I still am. I mean, until you don't want me to. If you want me to start laying some heaps, I can do that. This is perfect. This is absolutely great. But now we have like 3 players on the screen. So that's tomorrow's problem, or maybe never. But I think the best way to do that is just basically check at this stage, like room.states.player. Actually, what is the best way to check that? The best way to check that would be to add an ID to the player, right? So you add an ID to the player, so that'll have a player ID, and that will be the same as the session. And then we check. We can make a duplicate of the object in Haxe. So we can do like, I don't know, underscore players. And we can check if player underscore player player. We check all the IDs in there. I guess it can be an array of IDs. So player IDs. We can check if they. I don't know the proper method in Haxe, but it includes the current ID of this current player. So I don't know how you get that again. I think that would be what client.session ID. Oh, I think that's what it is. So if this player includes this one, right, then you don't render this. So if it doesn't include that, then you render this. So I hope that solution makes sense. I think, yeah, the key is the session. Oh, this one. Okay, fine. So we can add that as a client ID, and then we duplicate. So when a player is created, sorry, lots of burps. We add that ID to the player IDs. Let's just try this. Let's just see if this works. So we're going to create for our player IDs, which will be an array of ints. Okay, and then when a player gets added, we push that ID. So we push that key to our arrays. Now, how do you check in Haxe if an array includes a value, right? Because what I want to do is say, if, I guess we have to instantiate it, right? We have to give it an empty, something like that, right? So we check this array. I guess we have to loop over it as well. No, you don't have to loop over it. Well, you might have to, but we check if this array includes the client session ID, the current client session ID, right? I think that's what it is. And then if it does include the session ID, then you don't run this. So that means includes will be false. And if it doesn't, then you do run this. So that means just adding new players. So Haxe check if array exists. Is that how you do it? Or just Haxe arrays? Sorry, it's quite small. Haxe arrays, so you get methods. Oh, contains, this is what I want. So contains. There we go. Okay, I'm hoping that actually fixes it. So refresh that. No, it still adds it twice. It still adds it 3 times. I thought that would fix it. I don't know why this happens. And it connects to the server twice. Oh, is that because I know why that happens? I'm an idiot. Well, I'm not an idiot. So first mistake here is colon. Second mistake here is this. So this needs to just run once. There we go. So this runs once after a second. There we go. So it happens like 3 or 4 times. I can increase that to 2 seconds. But I don't know why that happens. Why it renders twice. Is there another error? Oh, here we go. Missing session ID. Does that? Oh, did not expect to see that. String should be an int. Oh, is key? Oh, key is a string. Okay. So let's first figure out what is in the client. I thought the session ID would be in the client. Comment that out, and I'll just do trace client. Oops. Come on. What? Cannot read. Have I got? Is it because it's happening twice? I don't understand what I've just done. Hmm. (102) player acceleration. Oh, I see. I don't need that. Well, I do need that, but I don't really need that. I see what's going on because this happens fine. So I guess we need to have another another variable to say, hey, is everything loaded up? But let's comment this out for now. I don't care about player movement. So yeah, we need another variable to say if everything's loaded up, then we can trigger the player movement. Like if the server stuff is loaded up, but we'll leave that for now. Okay, so we don't get any errors. Okay, here we go. Because I've got it happening after 2 seconds. Now we don't get a duplicate connection. Oh, but the client doesn't give us the ID. Just gives us the auth endpoint, which is not useful. I'm sure there's a way to get it. I thought we'd get it. Oh, it'll be in the room. It'd be in the room. I'm guessing it'd be in the room. Here you go. Here you go. Room ID. Does that match the client ID? Oops. No, it doesn't. B1. Oh, here we go. Session ID. There we go. So room session ID. Right, and this is this will hopefully prevent it from rendering twice. I don't want to have two players on the screen. So I'll go to that. Go to that, and I'll make it happen in 1 second again, because 2 seconds is way too long to wait. Maybe even 50 milliseconds or 500 milliseconds, half a second. Cool. Oh, how does this happen twice? I thought I fixed it. Yeah, there are no errors on this page. I thought... Okay, I guess what we can do... I don't know. I guess we could always kill a player if it's rendered twice. I don't know. It shouldn't render twice. There's no way it should render twice. Is this some kind of hack fix or timer thing? Because when I didn't have this, it only rendered once. Does it? I do not know. Is there anything here that like does anything clever to kill it? Join or create, init UI. Room state on change. Room on state, okay fine. World. Desktop room. Room on leave. Okay. Init UI, no. Oh, it's a sync function, what's that do? No, it's nothing clever to kind of prevent it from rendering twice. Maybe it's okay to maybe it's like a dev thing. I don't know. But I don't want two players. I guess what I could do... No, it shouldn't render twice. Are there two players in the game? No, there's only one player in the game. Yeah, there's only one player. Room name is this. Player's name is that. If I add another player, will it render twice as well? Okay, that just renders once. So why does it render twice the first time? I do not know. If player IDs contains room session ID, let me just check if this is doing what I expect it to do. So if I do, I don't know, trace, check, something like that. Because when this runs the first time, or it's just run once anyway, but when it runs the first time, it should say true. No, it should say false. That should be false because player does not contain. Hang on a minute. Yeah, player does not contain the session ID, right? So that might be false the first time. So that means it should run that, and the second time it should be true, right? So let's check that. False, but it doesn't run again. Hang on a minute, I've noticed something. There must be another player. There must be. I just don't know where they are because it's got different refs each time. Should I worry about this? But yeah, basically when another player is on the screen. So we've got 3 players at the moment. There must be. I must have another player somewhere, right? I've got 2. I don't know. Maybe there's a. I don't know. Maybe I've got 3 players, but I think it's rendering each player on the screen correctly. I guess one problem with this. Let me think. Is if you control, because it's rendering underscore player each time, right? And I think we just want player to be the one that you control. Every other player is one that you don't control. If I'm being correct. Yeah. So there needs to be some kind of logic to say, okay, if this player is in the room, then you render like playable player, and the other times it will render non-playable player, I think, and then the playable player will be moved by the player who's playing the game, and then the non-playable players will be moved by the no, I think I know what I have to do. So there needs to be like a group of sprites, so an array of sprites, and then each time a player is created, it will add onto that array. Yeah, it will add onto that array. However, the person playing the game will only control the first player in the array. Yeah. If that makes sense. I hope that's making sense. I'm just talking a bunch of random stuff. But I think we might end the stream soon. The thing I wanted to do that I didn't get around to doing is doing an on change. I think I know how to do it. But basically what I have to do is do like a rune. I'd have to send the player position to the server each time the player triggers like a button. So we update the player position, and then I think we send the ID. So I'm assuming I'll have like an ID with the key inside it. So each time the player updates, we'll send the ID, and then inside here we would only update the player that matches the ID in the state. And then I think we have an on change like here. So just room that players on change, like so. And then reflect that update here. So I say, okay, so because we get the player in the key, so we say, okay, if this key belongs to this player, then update the player's position to match the data that's coming back from the server. And I think that should work. Yeah, but I think I'm quite happy I've got this far. It's not complete. Maybe if I have a lot of time at some point in the future, I can do it properly and write an article. But thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. I've definitely learned a lot. At some point, I'll put this code up on GitHub, and you can look at it if you want. It's very messy, so be aware. But yeah, this was actually quite fun. I'm glad we got some. I'm glad that we've managed to get data from the server onto the client, and we're rendering stuff from the client based on data from the server. That would be ideal. But well, that is the ideal, and that was the thing I couldn't do on the last stream. So I'm happy we've got it now. Like I said, the next step would have been to send an update. So when the player presses the key, send that to the server, and then that will render back to the client when there's a change to that will send to the server, trigger this. So yeah, I think it'll trigger that message. I think it'll trigger this message, and then wondering if your typeface is a font or extension. Oh, okay, that's a very good question. So I'll show you how that works. System settings. So this is called a font ligature, and I have them turned on, but if I turn it off, it will look like, oh, where's the Haxe code I had before? Here we go. See that? I'm using a font called Fira Code, which supports ligatures in VS Code. So if I make that back to true and come back here, you'll see it's got that. So equals, not equals. Yeah, it's just a style thing. nothing major. But yeah, I think if it, oh, what's going on? Cancel. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Not now, because I'm going to end the stream, but feel free to ask in the comments below, in the video, and I'll do my best to answer. But in theory, the code that I've got now is a good starting base for someone to make a multiplayer game in Haxe Flixel. So yeah, in theory, it can work, and it's possible, and it has worked before. I just don't have the time right now to finish it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for muddling through with me. Thanks for all the advice that you've been giving me in the chat. Shout out to Hitcham, who has helped me a lot through this. And I hope to see you in the next stream I do, which might be in 2023. The next Haxe stream I do, I think I'll stream again before next year, but the next Haxe related stream might be in 2023. So January, February, I'll let you know when ahead of time. Well, or I might just do it, and then you'll have to find out later. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you